All right, Loom. So, music wise, man, it seems like you had a hell of a 2023. I mean, you dropped three projects. First off, before we get into each of those projects and
Yes, sir.
specific tracks, like what made you go so hard last year, man? Like what was going on?
Man, I think when you get in one of those riffs, man, and everything like that too, it just kind of like do that for you, and in a more intentional, from a more intentional point of view, I would say last year was me focusing on the music, heavy, just doubling down on that.
Clearly.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Because I feel like every year I try to set like a goal. I look at it as like quarters. You know what I'm saying? Like 25, 50 cents, 75 cents, 100, which is a dollar. You know what I'm saying? Or you could look at it first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter,
Right.
everything
Getting
like that.
corporate
So
on us.
Yeah, dude. Let's
yeah,
go.
I
bro.
love it.
You kind of got to
You
in
have
a
to,
certain
yeah.
light. You know what I'm saying?
You can take a lot from that world to like just put that framework to the creative side that you bring to things, and it's like that's a deadly combo, dude.
For sure.
Facts.
Hell
Right.
yeah, definitely. And last year, I think I just wanted to just be able to drop like a certain amount of music like in every quarter. You know what I'm saying? Because like the year before that, it was like the visual. So I dropped the visual every quarter, like videos, content as far as that. And then last year was doubling down on the music. So it was like, now this year is kind of like,
Bringing everything
bringing
together.
everything together, making that gumbo pot. You know what I'm saying? But last year was definitely that, for sure.
When you put out that many projects, it sounds like you do them in like sprints almost, where it's just like, okay, I'm making this project right now. You focus on that, you create for that, and then you release it. Or do you have like, a bunch of sessions, have like make a bunch of songs in a short period of time and then be like, okay, I think this one should be part of an EP because it's got a different vibe. Like, how do you do that?
It's a good question. I look at music, bro, as like blank canvases, like art canvases, like a 10 by 10, like this right here, Drew. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's blank though. You know what I'm saying? So when I go to make a project, I'm going to make a painting. I don't have like a shitload of like I don't have a 2 terabyte hard drive with this shitload of songs. Like I'm not that type of artist. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm finna sit down and make make music, I damn near become like a caveman almost. Like I damn near go into like a dungeon and then it's like I'm finna create something and it's like boom and I come out with it done. You know what I'm saying? So like it took me a while to realize like I do create like that because I used to just find myself doing shit like that, like going to the studio having like sessions banging out songs. I'm like this ain't really like how I like to do shit.
Right.
I'm a very conceptual person. So it's like I like to be able to sit down. So like to go back to his question and everything like that, I feel like it's more so like me looking at like, all right, I want to make a project. Like sometimes I might get my cover art done so I can visualize how it looks. And then I want to make the music to like match the cover art of the feeling of that. You know what I'm saying? So I create it in different ways and everything, but it's more so like sitting down, making a project and then sitting down,
one
making
project,
exactly,
yeah.
and then sitting down making like another
Yeah.
project.
It's like
type
you
shit.
find that one thing that becomes the North Star and you just keep following that.
Keep following it, bro.
Got it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, dude. It's like you like, okay, I'm gonna not just make a bunch of random shit here, and sometimes that works for people, and so it's like, hey, if it works, it works. But I think when you have that intentional approach, it's like you add a little structure where it's like, this is the project I want to make, but then you're flexible on where the spark comes from, like Drew said, or what the theme is for it. Like you let that come to you, but you're like, this is kind of the direction I want to go, and I think that's like a great space for people to create, and like I think a lot of good stuff comes from that.
Thank you, bro. Hell yeah. Just being open minded. And just allowing like it don't matter how long it take. Like like that one thing I don't do like I don't do to myself is put myself on the time constraints. Like I gotta have this done in a month. Like cause it's like hell no. Like I can get a song done in 5 minutes, but I also could take like 5 weeks to make a song.
Right.
Because it's like I intentionally want it to sound like a certain like type of way. You know what I'm saying? I want to come back a new person on this shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like for real. So yeah, I got kind of lost with that, but yeah, like shit, hell yeah, like
You're just
perfect,
saying
dude. You're
pull
good, bro.
you don't pull a Kanye and then come out with a release date and push it back 6 times.
nah.
or 8
It's like
times
when it's
before you
done,
come
I
out
got the
with
date.
something. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, for
You
sure.
stick to
exactly.
it.
Yeah,
You're
for
like,
sure.
all right, now we're good.
Now we good. Now we good. Now as far as the creation, it might be like a Kanye where it's like I'm over here making like 5 songs in one day, and I won't make
But
shit
again-
for a week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Type
You're
shit.
structured to
Yeah,
it. You
for sure.
Yeah, you play within a defined box though. It's cool.
It almost sounds like, to me, it almost sounds like it's a flame. Once it's ignited and it's hot, you keep that fire going. And then when it starts to flame out, and then it's just the embers, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna let that be that. I'm not
And
gonna
you smell the aroma still.
right,
you know,
right,
in
yeah.
the
You're
room.
like, I'm not gonna force it. I'm not gonna keep throwing wood in there just to keep it going. Like I'm just gonna let it be where it's at. And then
Hell
if I go
yeah.
back to it, I might still have some extra wood left, or I might know what to go back
Just
to.
put the lighter fluid on it.
There you go.
Hell
Yeah, the lighter fluid. Boom.
For sure.
Spark it.
Just
Right.
spark it
Flame
up.
it up again.
It's crack rock then, baby. You feel me?
Let's go, man. All right. Well, listen. Speaking of crack rock, there was a song off your Sophisticated Hood album that just spoke to me. Finer Living.
Yeah.
I just feel like you were spitting on that one. I mean, I don't normally go this deep as far as bars go, boys. I usually keep it high level, but let me just try this one. You were like, but I'm all gas, roaming these corners without a hall pass. Cop a Hemi, take a long drag. Out of marijuana, I need a show out in Punta Cana. I mean, bro, just the way you were just going on that one, it was nice. It was smooth. Was there any like particular inspiration about that one, or it spoke to me for some reason? I don't
Dropping
know.
Punta Cana in a bar is crazy.
I
dude.
think that was
That's
the bar
crazy. I
that did
love
it for me.
dude.
I was
I
like,
love that.
Get a shot in Punta
He's
Cana.
got the very few voices that could actually pull it off too.
Yeah, exactly.
it was
dude.
like
I don't even think
smooth with
Drake
it,
talks
you
about
know?
a lot of islands. Yeah, I don't think he's got Punta, or not islands, but he talks about a lot of tropical places.
I
dude.
need
a
a
lot of
show.
destinations. I don't think he's
Right.
got Punta Cana on there, dude. So
And then what? Ain't with the extras. You want the pressure? We bring the drama. So I mean, dude, you went nice on that one, bro. I just had to let you know.
Hell
Let you
yeah.
know.
I
about
appreciate
it,
that, man. Thank you, man. And, I honestly don't even know where it was like shit. I was like, man, like it'd be dope. Like the beat was just giving me some like beach vibes, like fucking like, you know what I'm saying, little flower necklace on, sipping out like, sipping out of a
Getting
coconut or
laid
some
in
shit. I'm
Hawaii,
like, yeah, I'd love to have a show in
I
an
felt
environment
that.
like that. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
That'd be fly type shit. Just doing fly shit like that, I feel like it's like a huge inspiration for sure. Hell yeah.
I definitely feel like a lot of your music is like on the chiller side or vibier side for the most part. I mean, certainly it's varied, but do you feel like the fact that you listen to like R&B, that something might have a little bit slower vibe to it? Like, does that influence you at all?
Good
Because it's
question.
not like you're making like R&B, but there's times where it skirts that line too, and it's a nice combo with the like chill flow and stuff, and the production and all that. Like, do you think that's part of it, or?
Yeah, man, that's a good ass observation. I feel like that's definitely a part of it. Just being able to have those R&B roots. I feel like it kind of helps balance out like from like where it can get like rappy or like it can be able to be like get rap. I feel like it's just a good contrast to have. I feel like it's a good balance, and it makes it very unisex for like a woman to just naturally like it too. You know what I'm saying? And for like I gotta like it. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
marketing
Type
right
shit.
there.
So that's good marketing that I didn't even know I was fucking doing.
Yeah.
Like shout out to
Right.
bro. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Most definitely. But hell
That's
yeah.
good. Hey, Drew, can we get a clap for
yeah.
that one,
Yeah,
dude? Come
straight
on.
up.
It's a little
man.
harder to play like drugged out by Juicy J versus your music to your girl if she's not as into that.
Most
you know what I
definitely.
mean? Like, it's a nice, yeah.
That's hard.
You might be
Love
able to
that.
rename R&B to rhythm and bold instead of rhythm and blues.
Ooh, Drew.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
man.
that's
Give
hard.
yourself
Hey, Drew,
back-to-back,
throw a
dude.
fire.
Yeah, throw a
for that.
fire out for that one, bro. That was just fucking hot.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
crazy.
that was
I'll give, I'll
hard,
give
dude.
myself the post lighter flick.
Straight up.
Yeah,
Yeah. That was dope.
Dom DeMarco, go. Hell yeah.
dude.
Let's go, dude.
Dude, rhythm and bold's crazy.
Rhythm and bold is
That
nice.
was
That's got
hard.
a
I
nice
didn't
ring
even have
to
to
it.
make a project
already
that cut.
picture-
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say that's the next
yeah,
project
that'd
name
be
right there.
hard.
Rhythm and
I
bold.
might have to produce me a cut.
All right, well,
I'm
I
kind of stuck on that. If I'm staring
got
off
two
into
on that,
space,
Yeah,
bro.
we got two.
if I'm staring off into space in the next like few minutes, I'm thinking about rhythm and bold. Dude. That's there's a whole
Right.
there's a whole thing, a universe of rhythm and bold. Dude. That's crazy. Good
Yeah,
ass
that's
word,
dope.
Drew.
Hell yeah.
You know, actually, this gives me a thought. There's a couple other artists that we've interviewed that have really good, like, brand identities, and if I had to give like a top 5, he's definitely in the top 3 of like brand identities, for sure.
go,
Like
man.
something that you can associate with the name and like flip it in
Yeah.
a bunch of various different ways. I like
Well,
that.
That's
I mean, it's in the music, man. I mean, then we go over to East Side Vibes. You know, I don't mean to take it away from Sophisticated album, but East Side Vibes. I mean, I quoted Cruise Control in the intro. Again, something about like just your lyrical wordplay, but then how you're vibey. Like Jared said, it's like the camera cut out. But like Jared said though, it's like it's almost like you're on a ride with you, man. Like when the track starts, you know, the beat is usually soulful and it's usually, you know, it's got a melodic feel to it. And then your lyrics come on and you just kind of flow with it and you seem real relaxed. Which I feel like is like why I enjoy your music, because it makes me want to just like, man, let's just go cruise and pump the windows down and just vibe up.
Might not be the exact line from it, but it was something to the effect of like riding through my city, thinking about my bread or thinking about my dough. there's just those little lines,
Think
dude,
about
like
my
that, where
brain.
it's just
Hell
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
you think about my brain, yeah, and it's just like, it puts you. That's the thing I love about music is like it just puts me in a nice car, especially out in Arizona, dude. You get these perfect days out here with the sun setting, and it's just like driving on the freeway, no traffic.
Yep.
Like it puts you in that, and no matter where you're at, and it's just like those little moments, those little lyrics like that, dude. I love that about your music.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. Just painting that picture. Just getting the
Exactly.
imagery down. And going back to what bro said, I actually got some of the sophisticated hood joint on right now. This it's some of the
dude.
merch
Oh,
I actually
shoot.
dropped. You know what I'm saying?
Let's
So
go.
yeah,
Is
this
that like
the white
the
one.
like bazooka gum like logo? Is that where like Hubba?
Oh, it does
is
look like
something-
that.
It does look like a
Damn,
bazooka.
right?
Yeah.
On the
It
real,
does,
they
it
do
does.
it on
It
you.
does.
Dude, yeah.
It do
Dude, that
it on
is-
you.
I think
Bazooka
you're
Hubba,
right.
yeah, that looks
Oh,
crazy.
that's
dude.
hard.
That's
sick.
hard. This was a sticker my boy, me and my boy cooked up, and he just showed. I'm like, man, we got to. He like, bro, yeah, bro, we got.
It does look like a gum wrapper, like, and a
Dude,
very
yeah.
iconic.
It's got that
yeah, it
vintage
does.
look.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I
for
love
sure.
that.
And then when I was
Man.
talking to the manufacturer, I'm like, man, we got to get this in digital. He showed me a couple prints, and we went screen, all that type of stuff and everything. He showed me the digital. He was like, man, I like digital print because it's like it's vibrant. I think it's gonna bring out these colors good. I feel like it fits your brand well.
Right.
I'm like, man, hell yeah, I agree with that. And then when I seen him, I was ecstatic, bro. I'm like, yeah, he wasn't lying like at all. Like, it
So
just
is this
made
like
everything
is this like a prototype that you kind of had, just like a tester?
Nah, this was
No,
like
so
this
this
the
is the
actual
one.
one.
That's
This
the
the actual
actual
one.
one.
And,
That's
and this joint dead star. This is my first time wearing this shit. I just popped it out the closet. This motherfucker had
Let's
the
go.
wrapper still on it and
Let's-
everything.
yeah.
Ain't
So,
ain't no
yeah.
proto to that type, bro. I'll tell you what.
Right.
Hello.
Like debuting
Talk
drip
to
on the
him.
pod, dude.
Let's
Come on,
go.
thank you.
Come
We
on.
appreciate
Talk to him
that.
straight out the
Talk to
bag.
him.
Straight out the bag.
Let's go.
One of many, hopefully.
One of many, for
hopefully
sure.
to come, dude. That'll like auctioned off someday, dude.
Yeah.
Right. So one song I wanted to bring up, and it goes, like I said, it goes back to, I feel like, your drum roots, Tinted Windows.
Yeah.
To me, those are very iconic drums. Like the drums, like I remember I went back and listened to it again, and I was like, man, these drums hit super hard.
Yeah.
And one of the lines that came out to me, and I feel like too, it goes back to, like you said, painting pictures. Kush getting hard to break down. Pass me that little black grinder.
Yeah.
And then I think right after that was like something about taking a shot. And I feel like just that right there is like kind of like a moment of like, I feel like tinted windows is like a metaphor of like just kind of looking out of where the world is, where you're at now than where you were before.
That's a good perspective.
And to me, I feel like when you say the Kush getting harder to break down, it's there's like a level up. There's some type of evolution that you've gone through, because when you're
Oh, yeah.
smoking not so good weed,
Yeah,
it's
high
it's
school
not
really,
only
really
that
crumbly.
it's hard to break
Yeah.
down, but
Yeah.
it's getting.
But you're still in the car with the
Damn,
homies.
that was
Women.
that
cold.
was
He
dope,
caught
dude.
that shit like
Yo, he
that.
did.
Like,
I didn't
yeah.
even catch that shit till he
Yeah,
said it. I was like, I
that's
just
hard.
Because to me,
She
when
was
you say
cooking tonight.
when you say
what.
because when you said past that low black grinder, to me that's like black grinder could also mean like that black Amex car. Like, pass me that low black grinder. It's that really high quality one, the Onyx one. You know,
Damn,
feel
Drew.
me?
you know.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
with
what
the
did Ear
Mac
got puffed on
shining.
before he came to the studio? Man?
Hey man, we need to go ahead and give him, like, you know what I'm saying,
Hey,
get
let's
him a
smoke on that
shirt,
ear
man.
guy pack right
You
quick,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? We need to
Yeah.
go on a run, a press run for the ear guys,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Most
I got you.
definitely. Hell yeah.
I do voiceover work. You know, we can.
Talk
To
to
go
me,
back to
sure.
what you were saying is, as far as like the East Side vibes, and I'm gonna get to that right after Drew, to the tinted windows and everything like that. Just to kind of circle back on Broski question and everything, the East Side vibes was more so like a collection of vibes. Just, I want to pretty much just paint a picture of like, all right, how can I make vibes sound like a bunch of vibes sound like the same and like served on the same dish? It's almost kind of like seeing like the sweet and salty metaphor is like how something so sweet but something so salty go together on the plate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I
flavors.
want the flavor. So I just kind of want to package that project like a well cohesive like vibe, if that makes sense. Just but a bunch of vibes that you see. You know what I'm saying? That you hear. So that's what I kind of want to do on that project and everything.
Okay.
For sure. And then circling back to the tinted windows and everything, I feel like that definitely is exactly what you said. It kind of like circles back into like the actual just the actual vibe of like my drum rudiments. I feel like that beat itself kind of it put me in a different place mentally too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think I was able to capitalize with just painting that imagery. Like when I ain't stopped until I got my feet kicked up in California and everything like that. Like just
Yeah.
being able to kind of like
Yeah, man,
capitalize.
you
on
really
that
are like
imagery.
a West Coast guy, bro. Why don't you just move out here, man? Because I'm telling you,
I hear that all the time.
dude, as far as the vibes go, and just like, I mean, you talking about the West Coast and death row growing up, like, bro, like, I think I get the sense of like you would thrive well out here.
Man, thank you.
Let me
I
just
need to
say
take some
that.
trips, man. I never been to the West Coast, bro. I never been to
Oh,
Cali,
dude.
anything. Yeah.
Listen, man, so I'll tell you.
I'm a Midwest guy through and through.
Oh yeah,
Right.
no. Listen, I mean, listen. I'm a Midwest guy. I obviously was born out there, spent 18 years of my life. But something about the West Coast, man, it's obviously a different way of living from the Midwest and what we're used to. But man, people, I just feel like live out here, bro. Like when you talk about like the relaxation, Punta Cana, like all that, like that vibe is like, even in whether you're in Arizona or Utah or Washington, like you just kind of feel that more. I feel like, you know what I mean? It's just. Yeah, you would do well, my guy. That's basically what I'm getting to. You would thrive. So
Hell yeah, thank you, bro. I got to come out there. I definitely want to come out there, bro. I want to visit Cali. I want to visit the Bay Area. I want to
Yeah.
come out there to Cali. I want to come to AZ. Like I said, I got family out there, so I definitely want to come
Hell
out there and
yeah.
kick it with them. So, man, whenever I'm on the West Coast, bro, if I'm an hour within range, anything like that, bro, I'm going to definitely slide on the homies.
an
I
hour
got
within
you.
range. Hey, let's
Hour
tag
within
that.
range.
That's
Yeah.
You feel
dope.
me? And you see, and you caught the pun in that too, right? You know what I'm saying?
of course.
Straight
dog.
up.
An hour within range.
I think we're gonna make that the episode name.
All right, so Loom, sticking with East Side vibes, there was another track I wanted to ask you about. Get Right. Just another track that stood out to me. But the video, was that shot in Chicago?
Yep, it was shot in the city, most definitely.
Bro,
A few locations
vibes-
downtown.
Yeah. So talk to us about what made you decide to do a video for that track specifically?
As far as like the technicality of it, it was definitely like the single per se off the project and everything. So I
Yep.
definitely want to highlight that aspect of it. Just just as far as it just being having like it just crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's. Like I got to shoot a video for this one. I put it out first. Like that was like the first song that people heard. I made the first snippets of that song, so it was just only right to shoot a video. And I feel like just the overall vibe, like it being like a very familiar Isaac Hayes, you know what I'm saying? Like the dead presidents. It just had like a
Isaac
lot
Hayes.
it had like
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of meaning
deep.
behind that sample, and I wanted to just
Right.
really, really highlight that and create some imagery around it. So that's what made me actually want to shoot a video for that one for sure, and specifically in the city because of like the lights and just like the vibe.
Right.
Gotta get it. At least for one video, you gotta get it being in GI.
I just gotta say this too, dude. I've been to the downtown area of most major cities in the U.S. and for me personally, Chicago, dude. Just I have the best time in downtown Chicago, dude. It's
hard not to.
Man, you ain't the only
electric
one that
place,
say
dude.
that.
Good yeah. I'm sure there's all kinds of good times down there.
Hell
Right.
yeah, it's
Absolutely.
definitely some vibes in the city. I love the
I've
city,
been
bro,
below
and
the
it
street,
never
dude.
gets old, bro.
Yeah,
It never
I've been
gets
below.
old.
Yeah.
Every time you go, it never gets
It's
old.
true, dude. Chicago's one of the greatest cities ever, bro.
I was saying you
So
step
good.
out quite a bit, or you used to.
Yeah. I be
Dude,
fighting
GI,
politics,
you're
man.
practically. Yeah, you're right there.
He
bro.
kept telling me sometimes he'll tell people like I'm from like Chicago basically, or like I'll hear that from people out in that area, and it's just like at first I was like, what are you talking about? You're from Indiana, like how does that? And then you look on the map and you're like, oh,
right
I
there.
get it.
The border.
Yeah.
Is right.
You're
right
closer.
there, so-
You're closer to that than I am to Mesa.
Exactly. Like if you're at our actual beach, like in Gary, and you in Miller, you can see Chicago's beach
Chicago,
right across
right
the
across.
People
road.
don't understand
Yep.
that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. People don't get that. No.
Hey, that
it's
clip,
like-
Drew, we'll put the picture of it. And
Oh
we'll-
yeah,
for the
shit,
real.
I'll go
We'll make
take a
the real
photo
out of it.
myself.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, there was another track I want to talk about off of Poetry in Motion, Getty Image.
Oh.
Are you a Knicks fan? Talk to me about the sample at the end of that, bro. Because I'm like, okay, my guy's from GI, so he's got to be a Bulls fan. But what was up with the Melo last
Pacers?
shot? You know what I mean? Thing. Talk to me about that, bro.
Yeah, most definitely, broski.
I mean, listen, all of us have been Carmelo fans at some point in our
Hell
basketball
yeah.
lives. So,
One of the most
Hell yeah,
referenced
Melo
hoopers.
hard.
yeah,
Where he's up there,
Can
dude.
shoot out the gym. That was about all he can do, though.
J. Cole
All-
was
you know,
there,
he was
like-
a shooter.
Yeah.
But
The way that I look
Most
at the money
definitely.
is like Reed was staring at Melo or Melo was staring at Reed.
yeah, Mel Scenario, you know.
Definitely,
yeah,
bro.
ta-
I would say it's a very layered answer to that. I would say.
Okay.
The first thing is like Madison Square Garden, bro. Like
Right.
MSG.
why not? You know what I'm saying? It's just like Madison Square Garden is probably one of them places, and like the Knicks have been shit. Granted, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say
This year though,
but,
they're nice this year though.
yeah, you're right. They got some good additions and everything. Just like that atmosphere, I feel like it's probably just amazing, win or lose. There,
Right.
it's just like that. That atmosphere is just probably amazing. And like when he just went back to back like that, I was just like, man, that was just like an uplifted moment. I'm pretty sure. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first layer. The second layer is my name is actually Anthony. Like my actual real government name is Anthony. And it's like every time I used to look at Anthony's name, I used to just envision like that be me hooping. Like Carmelo Anthony, that's his
Actually
last
makes sense,
name.
yeah.
But Anthony is my first name. So it was like a little subliminal, like Anthony for three. Like, but it's me talking about myself, but I'm talking about Carmelo Anthony though. So I wanted to just add that. Like that was just dope to me. You know what I'm saying? Just put my own name in that bitch. Like, but niggas know me as Loom though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Exactly.
I like
yeah, 'cause something about
the
that
idea
track-
too. I was gonna say I
Go
like
ahead,
the
Drew.
title name too, Getty Image. Like it just sounds iconic. From like anytime you go to look up a picture, that's most 90% of what you're looking up comes from Getty Images.
Literally,
Yeah.
it's a very, very, very popular thing.
Right,
like,
right.
for sure.
Right.
I just want to point out, I hope you enjoy being able to look at a name as common and as many people as you can look up to as Anthony there, because as Jared, I've got the Subway guy and the jewelry store. That's about it. Dude. Like it's not, and we lost the Subway guy. He's not good for the
He went out
brand
rough, too.
as of a few years back, dude. So enjoy
Speaking of
being
hoops, you
able to
got
look at
Jared
Anthony.
Hell yeah.
What?
Speaking of hoops, you got Jared Allen. You know what I'm saying? The tall
Jared
girls.
Yeah.
There you go.
We got Jared Leto.
You got a few of them out there.
Yeah.
Jared Goff, come on.
Oh,
dude.
Goff,
Hey,
Goff,
listen,
Goff.
our boy almost went to the big
Goff's,
game.
let's be
okay?
honest, Goff's supporting 90% of the weight of that name right now. If not more.
I'm crying. I'm crying.
The only Jared I need to know is Suter. That's
Yay!
Appreciate
Just drop
it,
a
Drew.
bomb on that one.
Appreciate
dude.
it, Drew.
Snoop Beast.
DeMarco, go. Just edit that and you can just
Right.
place it for one of the drums.
oh yeah,
like,
I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Love that. Yes.
What else, boys? I got other tracks I could talk about, but
Go for
Drew,
it.
Jared,
Go
you
for it.
guys,
Go for
okay?
Yeah, I got one more.
Go ahead,
I got
Drew.
one more.
Go
So
ahead.
I believe it's on the same project, Portable Briefcase.
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite on that
He said,
particular
"Oh, yeah."
project.
Damn. Okay.
Shit costs 10 slugs and I'm rocking it like it's from Japan.
Yes, sir.
to me that like I'm a bag guy.
Mm-hmm.
I love bags. I love like the EDC shit. So for anybody that knows or doesn't know, it's basically stuff that you have in your pocket, stuff that you carry in your bag. It's like a whole big huge thing. I want to just like in
Like
GQ,
a fanny
they have-
pack or no?
No, that like whether if it's like a like messenger bags, backpacks,
Okay, okay,
overnight
How
bags,
your
duffel
gear
bags.
is
Saddles,
transported
yeah,
just
yeah.
in general. Just
Right.
effective transport of the gear. Okay.
Right. My girl likes to call them
Drew,
man
you just mentioned
purses. I don't give a
A
shit.
portable
Immerse.
briefcase.
Portable
It's a merce.
briefcase.
It's
yeah.
a merce.
Okay, yeah, I gotta
Right.
ask about that. The portable briefcase. Typically, a briefcase, kind of portable. Is this a specific style of briefcase?
Oh yeah, this joint look like some astronomical shit. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay.
Some
All
shit that got like
Ergonomic.
the. Oh yeah, bro.
It's
We
like
gonna-
you thought a briefcase was portable before. Wait till you fucking see this. Shit.
that shit is like the Shazam.
Right.
Like you thought
Shit from the gym.
you thought town paper was getting shit up. Like wait till you see what this
Right,
do.
right.
You're like, you remember that shit George Jetson walked into work with? Wait till you see this, dude. Yeah,
That's it right there.
that's it. Okay,
Let's
That
drop
is
a
the
bomb for
portable
Broski. Let's drop a bomb for
That's
Broski.
it. That was it. That was the one.
He summed it up. Dress
walking
right
in
there.
like George Jetson, dude. That I can hear that on a nice chill Loom beat there, dude.
Definitely.
And for my own personal entertainment, just like how GQ has their 10 things I can't live without, I'm gonna need a
yes.
Loom Bold version of that
Let's
with
do
with the bag like it's from Japan.
Let's do it. Everything that I bring, all of my essentials are going to be in a portable briefcase, and that's going to be number 10. I'm only bring out 9 things. I'm like, at number 10, I can't go nowhere without my portable briefcase.
the briefcase.
You feel me? That's how
okay.
we wrap it up.
He's so confident in
sleek.
his items.
It's sleek, too.
The container is
Absolutely.
one of them. I love that.
Right.
You hear me?
We just gonna get any random like just a sack for it? Exactly. Who cares? Like a peasant.
I like how
Come on.
too you use 10 slugs instead of like 10 bands. It just
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
10
Slugs is
slugs, yeah.
dude.
10. I mean, a Sawbuck used to get you everywhere. And back, I'll say about 15 years ago, you can go to the gas station, bro, buy you a bag of Fruities. You can get you a Tahitian treat. The 2-liter at
The
that.
2 liter,
Not
yeah.
even just the little convenient size, like one sippers. Like,
no, you got
hell
the big
nah.
one, yeah.
You
Talking
get
about
the big
16
boy.
ounces. Come on.
And you can share it. It's shareable, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You can
Need the whole
share it.
32.
You can get you a fudge round. Flaming Hots. That's just $1. You got 9 more to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Give me about 4 bazooka
Come on,
things,
bro.
you know.
Come on, do the math,
I mean,
man.
and now we live in a day and age where Arizona iced tea ain't even 99 cents some
Sad.
places, dude.
That's
It's shit like
sad.
Where are we
$1.39.
at?
Like what the 39? What do you
What is
need
that?
with that, bro?
39 cents.
government
That's
agent.
making a difference to someone? Come on, dude.
Hey, man. Hey, but I ain't gonna lie. If you buying 10 of them motherfuckers a week, one person, shit adds up.
Yeah,
I ain't
listen.
gonna lie.
Hey, for 39
This shit
cents a
adds
day, you
up.
could be donating to the ASPCA, dude. Arms of an angel.
Oh shit! You're in the
man.
yard. Hey, that shit used to be funny as hell.
Dude, when you hear that thing, like,
Shit
there's
was
something
a
about a man
scam,
reaches
wasn't
for
it?
his wallet immediately, dude. He's like, what is
Literally,
that number, dude? What
it's
is
the
that?
song. Do you think it's the imagery or like what gets you? Like what you think like grabs it? Is it
Oh,
like
it's the whole kit and caboodle, dude.
It's the whole thing? I bet.
I don't know how it hasn't been nominated for an Oscar, but like, if the definition of art is something that evokes emotion, that's
it.
that's a masterpiece,
Yeah, that's
dude.
true. That's
It's a
actually-
masterpiece. You could, I mean, that thing will make Arnold Schwarzenegger cry, dude. I mean,
Right.
Oh shit!
I mean, wait, does it?
have you ever seen a thug cry?
Does it
dude?
have the
He's
same
like, yeah, he's
impact?
watching the ASPCA
Yeah.
commercial.
But does it have the same impact as I Believe I Can Fly, though?
I can
man.
get through that. I can get through that and not cry, but
It's hard not to,
emotionally,
though.
It's up there. They're in the
hard not
same
to,
realm,
dude.
dude. Sarah
Definitely.
McLaughlin and R. Kelly, dude, right there.
Definitely, bro. They're definitely in the same bracket.
It's funny. Every single time I think of I Believe I Can Fly, it always reminds me of the Space Jam soundtrack.
Dude, how does it not?
Infomercial.
Yeah,
That's
for
all I
sure.
remember. Is
It's
just
him in the courtyard
infomercial.
with the
Jared,
chain.
dude,
with the,
Yeah.
Jared could do a whole segment on I Believe I Can Fly, dude. I'm telling
No,
you.
no, I'm not gonna. Dude, it's yeah. We had this bit early on in the show. I think it might have been before we were on video, but I had this whole thing where we were picking songs and like it was a couple years ago, so the R. Kelly stuff was a little fresher. So I felt like I had to like make
You had to peel it back a bit.
I had
Yeah.
to I had to negotiate with the audience, and I was like, listen. I will give up the entire catalog to R. Kelly. Like I was like, or I think it was for the remix to Ignition.
Yeah.
I think I Believe I
was
Can
remix
Fly
to
was I was even willing to part with that song, but don't take the remix to Ignition from me, dude.
Dude,
like it's
remix
just
to
like,
Ignition.
I was like, separate the
everything
man
can
from
go,
the
like,
music
oh
at a
my
certain
God,
point.
that
There's a
was
lot of
awesome.
burgers that got flipped to that song. I'm telling you, they used to play it at every picnic. It was a lot of chorus
Yeah.
lights getting.
Yeah, a lot of blue
A lot
mountains,
of
dude.
Blue Mountains going blue.
You feel
Yeah.
me?
You haven't lived a full life until you've driven home in rush hour traffic in a stick shift automobile from a job that you hate, listening to that song on a Friday when you don't have to deal with that bullshit for 48 hours plus.
For sure, definitely.
You haven't lived a life, dude. I don't trust you if you haven't gone through that, dude.
So I don't trust you.
If you haven't gone through that, like, fuck this place, dude.
Set this bitch on fire.
Now I'm not trying to be. You're like, all right.
I'm not
it's
trying to
good.
be rude.
You're like,
I ain't
I
gonna
think
lie.
I
You
got
came
it.
with that
I think
shit
I got it.
smooth
That
as
shit
hell.
is hard.
I think I got 8 Blue Mountains in the fridge, and I don't even have to stop at the store. Dear God in heaven, dude. Yeah.
Hey, I'm crying. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Dude, all right, let's get back on
Back to
track.
the
real
music,
quick.
dude.
All right. Loom, so Drew talked about his favorite track. Mine was "We Roll," the On the Corner single. First off, not only the setting, and let's talk about the what's the thing for the cinematography, if I use that term correctly for the scenes, but song. Both dope video and song, but what was it R&B mixed with disco, Vision Crystal, that repetition of that, and I could just tell, like, was that more of like a freestyle that you were kind of doing and just vibed out, or?
That's crazy you say that. It kind of was, bro. It was a freestyle that it was the first lines that I actually made to the song
Wow.
and
you were
everything. And then
vibing.
I was vibing, and so I wrote that down. I wrote that part down. Yeah, that's crazy you said that for sure. Yeah.
To just again, the
What
tracks
is it-
that resonate.
What
with me
is
the
it
vibe.
about the lyrics that come to you either right out of the gate or in that one moment? What is it about those that stick? I mean, it's crazy to think about that he could tell that.
Man, for sure. I think it's more so like you said, just like those things that first come to your mind on a song. It like it almost like it's like your paintbrush stroke to like a painting. It's like everybody have different, like we all got different handwriting, so we all attack like with a pencil. We all attack a sheet of paper differently.
Right.
It's a certain amount of pressure. It's a certain amount of jitter that you might have in your hands. Some people got steadier hands and
That
stuff
first
like
stroke
that.
is everything.
First stroke. So I feel like with a song, the first thing that comes to mind is like authentically you. It's like. Don't shy away from that. You know what I'm saying? So I've gotten out of the position and out of the mindset where I don't. The first thing that kind of comes to me, I look for those automatic words sometimes. And I feel like that vision, like, you know, that crystal clear feeling I had when I heard that beat, I'm like, yeah, I got to.
Crystal.
You know what I'm saying? For sure. It was a crystal. It was a crystal for sure, bro.
Right.
The snow was falling. It was beautiful, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, shout out to my boy Steel Cannon for that shit, man. For sure. That was my homie. He from Nap. Well, he from the G. He stay out in Nap and everything like that. Yeah. He actually from Gary too. He stay out there in Nap. He doing his thing on the video shit.
That's the
Big ups
Marco
to
Uno
bro.
Conversion, dude. The Gary to Nap. Yeah.
Yep. Shout out to Marco too. On the real, he do the same thing. Yeah, he out there with him and everything. And he just doing his thing. He crushing shit. I wanted to shout out to bro, big him up real quick. He helped me bring that to life. And I was, we both was like a bit discouraged that it started snowing that day because like that wasn't even like intentional. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. But it came together so well.
It fit, bro.
Yeah, when we was watching the playback on the camera when he was showing me like how it was like coming out, like when we was taking like little breaks and shit like that, I'm like, we both just looked at each other like, bro, this shit gonna be glass. Like we wasn't even expecting it to do that. It's almost like you would think like somebody would implement like fake snow. Like hell no, that was real shit.
Pouring from the top, dude.
Somebody was on top of me with a bucket or something. Like nah, hell no, that was just all real snow. Was all in my mustache and shit. I'm like, but it just brought it to life. It gave it like that originality. It gave it that authenticity. It just gave it like that character, that life that I feel like that it kind of like, it damn near like propelled it almost. You know what I'm saying? And everything, and like the color schemes with like the sharks with what I had on, I feel like it just all meshed well.
Right. I feel like the winter in music videos does two things really well. I feel like it emphasizes the feeling of a shot. And then number two, I feel like it always adds more to the story because it's funny. You have a really good moment of when it starts snowing. Dre has a song, which was Broadway, when him and Nick performed in the street. And he said it was so cold. He goes, every frame when we were trying to look, he goes, bro, I'm trying to rap. He goes, I can't even feel my body and whatnot. So I just love I love the duality stories from what the weather here, specifically in the Midwest, can do.
Nah, for sure, bro. We go through a lot of changes, bro.
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, again, everyone takes a different thing from it. Not everyone will get this from it. But for me, like, if you've been in snow enough, and I'm from California, so I was going to say, only someone that lives in snow, like from the Midwest or Canada or something, like East Coast, only they would see snow and be bummed out because everyone else is like, oh my God, a snowstorm.
Yeah,
awesome.
they're like, they think it's great.
But if you've been in snow, like, which I've, I'm not from a place with it, but I've lived in it for a while. And one of the things is when it's snowing like that, dude, it's quiet. It's so much more quiet, and there's like this isolating feeling. And I think that's, if you see that in a music video and you hear a song that fits that bill, like I think it just hits a little bit more if you get that. But that's the thing I love about the Snow for me. It's like, it's quiet, it's isolating, and I'm just listening to this song, dude.
That is true. That is true, bro. That's a very good observation, for sure. It almost brings like a calmness to it, Yeah, like a different element. That's dope.
It's like a silent character that plays in your shots.
Yeah. It's like a free prop.
Yeah, free effect, right?
Free prop,
Don't worry about editing.
it.
Post-production is going to be easy. Yeah.
It's just like, man, this shit free. Just use it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for sure, definitely.
How have they still not gotten rain right in movies? Every time you watch it, it's a hurricane, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's boring.
Separate rant, but.
All right. So, Lou, I got one last thing that I personally want to talk about, man. First of all, you just given us a bunch of gems today, bro. So thank you for that. We got a lot of shit to clip up. We're gonna have fun with this one.
Hell yeah.
So why was Quiet as Kept the first project for you?
That's a very good question, bro. I would say Quiet as Kept was the very first project for me, because when I first started making music, I went through a lot of transitions as far as starting to actually rap.
Right.
So as we spoke on earlier, it started with like the Death Row CD. Then you got me like becoming like a big Wayne fan and a Busta Rhymes fan, falling in love with the imagery, looking
Right.
at them as like live, like the cartoons I used to look at that because they videos was just so like intriguing and
Right.
I became very infatuated with it. Excuse me, and going from there, bro, I would say it started transcending into like band and like loving the music, enjoying the instrumentation, and like being able to identify things that I necessarily wasn't able to before I started falling in love with that aspect of it and everything. And then that grew to me like writing poetry. You know what I'm saying? So I actually want to be a poet, like just a poet, write books and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a lot of things that went into it. And then I started becoming infatuated with like production again. So I started wanting to make beats and everything like that. So I just remember I used to talk to my cousins and like my friends and the homies and shit like that. They was like, nah, bro, you need to rap, bro. Like that rapping shit, like you good in a lot of things, but like I'm telling you, like this rapping shit is like where it's at. Cause like I started rapping before I started doing all that type of
Right.
stuff and everything. Like so I started off rapping with the homies and shit like that. And I loved it. My first rap I made was like when I was in the 8th, 9th grade over like Who Shot You Down beat, Lil Wayne.
Right.
I'm sorry, please don't shoot me down. You know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne and shit. And then I re-rapped on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is where I'm at. So Quiet is like the title Quiet as Kept came from like, it's quiet as kept. I've been wanting to do this for like so long. I'm finally at the moment where I feel
been
comfortable
cooking.
enough, and I've been cooking to put out my own solo project
Right.
by myself. Like no features on it or anything. It's all me, and it's Quiet as Kept. So I feel like that was a very like relatable title for me personally. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like the proof was in the pudding. It's Quiet as Kept.
Right.
I'm rapping again, or like I'm rapping now, and it's like this is like my MO. This is what I'm on.
Right.
This is what I'm pushing. This is my agenda. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why I titled it that.
I like the fact that you kind of have that as like a great starting point of the music that you have, because I've know that you have plenty of songs that you've released before then.
Yeah.
And obviously those probably weren't the best representation of you as an artist, you as a brand. But I think too, going back and listening to that, it's a cool appreciation, because me knowing you for almost the better part of a decade, seeing the transition from like you being kind of like figuring it out, trying to figure out like how to put songs together in the best way that you
How
can.
to plate it.
Right. And then like you said, how to plate it. And I think from there it got better and
Chef
better.
Loom, dude.
But then not only that, it just, to me, everything started to make sense. Because that's what I like. There's one thing like having good music, right? But there's a whole nother aspect when you can make the visuals and everything that is associated with the music feels like you're actually living in the world that the music
Correct.
derives from.
Correct.
And that's what I like about that. And I think even this last project that you put out, when I went and listened to it, kind of just all the way through without really having much of an opinion, I just kind of wanted to listen to it. I could picture exactly the branding and everything that associates with you to that. So I love the fact that like you've gotten to this point now, like you said, the more music that you're putting out, you're giving us various different flavors to be able to experience. So it's almost like fine dining, I guess you would say.
Thank you, bro. Hell yeah, that's dope, and that's my and that's the agenda. Just being able to push out things, show variety, show versatility. However, being able to, I would say, capitalize on a sound that can be pushed, that's marketable, that is me, that's identifiable, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But it's still giving you a bunch of flavors. Again, bringing up the fruity thing, and I say you can get it for like 25 cents and shit like that. A fruity is a fruity.
Right.
Some people might say it's like the sister of like a Tootsie Roll or something like that, but it's various flavors of a fruity.
Right.
But it always goes back to it being a fruity.
I'm a blue.
It's like you got
I'm
the
a blue fruity guy.
blue.
Blue
You know what I'm
fruit.
saying? I like the watermelon ones. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You got the fruit
Watermelon's
punch
good.
ones and stuff like that. You got different flavors, but it's still a fruity. And you and for the most part, anybody will pretty much eat any fruity.
Right. That's very true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Type shit. You got your favorites, you got your least favorites, but you will still eat it. You know what I'm saying? Type shit.
yeah, you'll still eat those bitches.
You will still eat
Man.
the fruities.
Yeah.
Well, Loom, look, bro. I mean, honestly, like we talked about earlier, I don't know if we caught it on camera, but we don't do a whole lot of these virtual interviews, bro. But we felt like this was necessary. we asked Drew to make sure that he was there with you in person because we've been keeping up with you, bro, and we've seen the progress. And we appreciate you coming on, man. Just end us on a good note here, my guy. Like, what can the people expect? What you got coming up? Talk to us.
Hell yeah, bro. Again, this year is just making the gumbo pot thicker. You know what I'm saying? Adding those different ingredients and stuff like that, plating it. I say for like the majority of like now going into like the top of the summer, you guys can see like some visuals coming. You know what I'm saying? I might drop another project, preferably an EP, and everything just to kind of like, just start segueing everything in. You might see a collab project this year with me and my cuz, Rax, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. Me and bro been cooking on that for a while. We still in the air about the date and everything like that, but we looking to do it sometime this year. You know what I'm saying? And just as far as like just visuals, bro, like just expect a lot of content, a lot of visual content that's going to be like not just the norm. I want to kind of like, not, I wouldn't say get away, but I want to be able to like diversify the playing field when it comes down to visual content. I really want to hop in another bag with it. You know what I'm saying? And everything. And it's gonna be tough because it's like what much could you do outside of like making reels and like, video, like music videos. But like if it's some way I can be able to start combining things together and start giving like those different segue points, even if it's like 30 seconds, even if it is a full music production where it's like a 2 to 3 minute video and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just being able to give them both or combining those aspects of those visual content ideas individually and making them a collective thing. I feel like that's what I want to push that. You know what
almost
I'm saying?
like very microfilms, not even wouldn't even consider short films.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. That's a great way to put it, and I feel like I want to capitalize on that. So you guys can definitely see that coming from me. I want to put out some more merch and everything. This year going into the summer, I want to put out some summer pieces and stuff like that. Probably give like I might even go socks this year or something like that, just to kind of give them like a different like another range, I would say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Outside of tees and hoodies
Nice.
and stuff like that. So yeah, you guys can see like music, visuals, and definitely probably some more merch and everything, man, for sure.
So
To keep with the fine dining example, it sounds like you're hitting with a little amuse-bouche of Loom at first.
You feel me?
Taste,
Look,
just a little taste.
caviar, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Little some.
man,
That's awesome, man. We appreciate you coming on, dude.
Loom, this has been a real one, bro. Officially episode 56 of the Within Range podcast. We appreciate you, my guy. Drew.
I definitely want to thank y'all too, man, for having me. I love what y'all doing. Thank you. I appreciate you. Like, this is not going unnoticed, bro. I really thank y'all, bro. Thank you, man, for sure. I had a great time.
Means a lot, man. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Good stuff, dude. Man,
And this one was
DJ, spin
definitely for
that
the
shit,
books.
dude.
Man, definitely,
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Clap.